Let's go. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm joined today by the lovely Carole Ann Rice. We've spoken before, but this is our first online meeting. We normally meet in person. Good afternoon, Carole Ann.
Hi there, Emma. How are you?
Yeah, good. Well, I was gonna say good, but I'm a bit like, I think I'm good, but who knows? Taking each day as it comes.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I've invited Carole Ann to talk to me today is because Carole Ann is an amazing life coach and journalist. I'm sure some of you would have read her column in the last 7 years she was writing for the Daily Express. She's uber talented. I personally know some of her clients, and I know what a difference she's made in their lives. And as I've been speaking to loads of business owners over the last fortnight, I really feel that we could all do with a little extra help in terms of getting our mindset in balance, getting our daily routine on point to help us navigate through these, quite frankly, bonkers times. So thank you again, Carole Ann. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's great to be here. And you know, we do need help. We do need support. We don't know everything, and we're under extreme circumstances right now. So we have to kind of get as much help and support as we can along the way. And I think that's the great, if there is an upside to this, it's the communities that are forming and the kindness and the togetherness that is making it a bit more bearable.
I think that's a really great point. I think we're all seeing that on a local level, aren't we? And I know for me personally, I don't tend to try and watch the news throughout the day because otherwise my mind gets slightly distracted. So I'm kind of limiting the amount of social media and information that I'm getting, but just that kind of human interaction, bond to bond, that's making a huge amount of difference.
Absolutely, it really does make a difference too. And so, you know, we want some semblance of normality. We want to carry on. We want to grasp what is normal and routine for us, because in those routine and habits create sort of healthy working practices, as well as health and well-being for our mind, body and spirit. And you know, when there's all chaos out there and you're not sometimes used to being at home all day during the week, all plans, all the best plans go out the window straight away. So I wanted to share a few things that I really do know work. I've been a coach for 18 years. I've done a lot of studying. I train people to become coaches. So there are some absolute hard and fast rules that I think your followers would really benefit from, Emma.
Brilliant. Please share, because I know for me, having the structure in my day, I work from home. I've worked from home for the last 18 years, and we spoke about this earlier, but my son's at home now. Normally he's at school, and luckily I'm so blessed to have the most amazing self-isolation partner in my son. But you know, our daily routine has changed, and then I think everyone's so worried, well, for everyone, but you know, there's a lot of fear around, and because you can't control stuff, I personally need those kind of punctuation marks in my days, like right now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that, now I'm going to go for my daily walk. What's your kind of advice on that?
Well, I think even before you get out of bed, before you even put your foot on the rug, start to gather yourself. Right, you've got the day ahead. Now, if you can, and this is a big effort, smile before you get up. Smile. Really think about, I wouldn't put the radio on, really think about something, or pretend to smile, because the brain doesn't know the difference between a fake smile and a real one. And if need be, you can always put a pencil in your teeth like this for 60 seconds, and it activates the smile muscles in your cheeks, which send a message to your brain that you are feeling a tiny bit happier. So smile before you get up and decide 3 good things that are going to happen that day. And it might be, I clear my inbox, I catch up with my emails.
There's no chance of that.
Or I've got a lovely slow cooker dish in for this evening, or I've managed to get a bit of tomatoes and I'm doing a pasta bake, or whatever it is. 3 things that you're kind of looking forward to for the day. As you put your foot out of the bed on the rug, say 2 words: thank you. You are alive. It's another day. So you're starting the day with happiness and gratitude.
Like that.
So there's just really 2 simple things. Smile before you get up, hit the rug, 1 foot, thank the other foot you. Thank you, it's another day. you know, welcome in the day. So having a routine. So obviously we don't have to get up unless you've got really small children, as perhaps as early as you used to. But I really wouldn't recommend lying in bed for a lot longer. So really be sensible. If you usually get up at 6, you know, 8 o'clock is fine. If you usually get up at 8, then start getting into your day around 10. I mean, work-wise, but don't sort of like lie in bed to 11 and think, right now I've got to have a really professional day. It's not going to work. So have a small to-do list, not a 20-point to-do list. Keep it small. 3 really amazing things or 4 things that if you did them today would really move you along. It would be something that creates process and progress. Sorry. So have your 3 or 4 things that you think, if I do these today, I would have made a significant impact on what I'm doing right now. Then I would say, because the days can seem very long and very samey, always build in a 90-minute moment of bliss.
Oh,
No, it sounds good, doesn't it? Even ecstasy if you want. And that means something to look forward to. Because, you know, we've got so much muddly stuff going on in our brains. So if you knew that in an hour and a half, I'm going to do my yoga. In an hour and a half, I might have been for my run and I'll have a lovely shower. I'll take my Bluetooth speaker in the shower, listen to some nice music. In an hour and a half, I'm going to have a beautiful coffee or a nice snack, or I'm going to have a break, or I'm going to light a scented candle. Always have something on the horizon that you think, God, I can't wait for that. My lovely lunch, an afternoon cup of tea and a biscuit, or I'm going to take 10 minutes out and read my magazine or a really good book. But you're building in little treats as the day goes on, rather than hamster wheeling your way through the day and not really being conscious and aware. Of course, now is the time to really decorate. If you do work from home, decorate the office, declutter, get rid of stuff. You know, a lot of shops are online still. John Lewis, IKEA. Get a few bits of shelving. You know, it's time to sort your filing out. It's time to get rid of old books and buy new ones, and sort of rethink how you're working in your workspace. If you are at home and you don't have a designated workspace, try and find one that isn't on the kitchen table, that gives you a bit of privacy. It's really hard if you're in a small space. Or even bargain with someone, look, please don't come in this room for the next couple of hours. It has to be my office. Yeah. And I think knowing that you're not being interrupted, it is a great feeling. You can get on with your work then. So if you do work, this is up from home, this is a time to sort of think ahead. And if you work for yourself, what new things can you offer perhaps online that you didn't have before? Downloadables, free giveaways, clickbait. Another thing is, these days there's an awful lot of industry awards. I won the Best Businesswoman's Award for Best Coach in 2017. Yeah. And but I have to say it took 3 days to enter the award, because they want proof. They want proof of your marketing. They want tons of testimonials. And so, if you know there's some awards things coming up, why not put your reward
That's a great idea.
Planning together, and start asking your ex-clients or clients, can I have a testimonial please? So you've got plenty of time now to scrape together a winning entry, basically.
That's a great idea. And I was going to say, if anybody is watching locally, Brentwood Chamber of Commerce Awards that will be happening in November, as a previous award winner myself, highly recommend you entering that, and it just gives you validation for the hard work that you've been doing. I think by the end of this year we're all going to need that.
Definitely. And they do take time, and you look at them, you think, well, I can't be bothered to do that, it's so much work. Why not just start collating it all now?
That's a great idea.
And then say, you know, 2020 is the year I bothered to enter this particular thing, and I won, or even a runner-up is good, you know, because they're really quite stringent on the entries. So, you know, give it a go. It could be a time as well to rethink content. Everything's about content now. And if you can't use it yourself, ask other people if they can use your content. Share with other bloggers, you know, have shared links, reciprocal links. I think that's a really good thing to do right now. I always dress for work. I don't work in my pajamas.
Lovely, I have to say.
I love clothes, and I unfortunately have got a wardrobe that I can't wear out at the moment, but why not wear your best things? Put some perfume on, put a bit of makeup on. I think it makes you better than just kind of slobbing out all day and in kind of things you went to bed in. And I think it adds a sense of I'm working now, I'm doing something, you know, obviously different if you're cleaning cleaning up or tidying, but I think it has an element of self-esteem, you know, to your working day. Of course, now the time, if you're technophobic like I am, is to perhaps do some online, how to do Trello, how to do, you know, whatever all these other things out there are that could help your business. I mean, I'm living awful on technology. I have a brilliant VA. Unfortunately, she's got the virus. So
Oh,
I know, terrible. And I'm having to learn a few things. And actually, it's not as bad as you think once you give it a go. And it's just the thought of it, you know. So I would also say stay in the now. I think when anxiety arises, and you know, some days I don't feel so great, I feel a little bit strangely tearful for no reason at all. Other minutes I'm finding the smallest things incredibly irritating that 10 minutes later I've forgotten. I think it's a process of trying to make sense of this very shocking situation we're in, which is not like anything that we can refer to. So the human brain is like searching for, how do I make sense of this? When is it coming to an end? And so when you get those anxious thoughts, stay in the now, because basically we don't know. I'm a hopeful person. I think it will work out, and I think hopefully things will be better afterwards for society. But I think if you find yourself thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a panic feeling coming, or I don't know what I'm doing, breathing, staying in the moment. When you stay 100% in the moment, there's peace. If you find your thoughts are sad, it's you're living in the past. So basically, anxiety is future thinking, sadness is dwelling in the past. So just notice your thoughts, and if you find them spiraling out of control, I would say write it down. And I think this is a brilliant time for everybody to keep a journal. I don't mean a diary, but kind of like, today, this is what the news headline said. Like, here's a picture outside my window, and you know, cut and paste things in. Because we want to look back on 2020, maybe telling our children, grandchildren, guess what? This is what it was like. We were stuck in the house. I drew a picture. Here it is in my journal. I you know, saw a bird in the garden. Here's a picture of it. I put it in my journal. We haven't got time to do this normally, and this is really collating the very best and strangeness and the minutiae of now and putting it in a journal. I think it's a great way of kind of almost landmarking this moment in history.
yeah, because things will never be the same again.
No, they won't. And equally, if you are finding yourself feeling very stressed, write it down. I am today experiencing the feelings of tiredness, anxiety, sadness, irritability, fury, depression. Write them down, because once you've written it, you say, right, that's what I'm currently experiencing. I am not depression. I am not sadness. I am not this. I am currently experiencing the feelings as they go through me of this. And it's a way of kind of just managing. So if you name it, you tame it. So, because otherwise our thoughts spiral all over the place, like running buffaloes across the Wild West. It's like, how do I lasso this thought that's getting out of control here? Write them down. And equally, as you know, I mentioned sadness just now. So you've got a lot of time. I don't know about you, if you're pottering, old thoughts come up, old memories, not always good ones. And so you might suddenly think, oh, I want to have a row with that person, or I wish that hadn't happened, you know. Now is really, really the time to forgive.
Yeah.
And because you don't want people living in your head rent-free. Well, you know, if you're the landlord, how come you've got these unpleasant tenants living in there and they're not paying rent? So start to think, these are the people who are still bugging me. These are the situations, and now I'm going to cover it in forgiveness. And if you're really struggling with that, forgive yourself as well, because what happened at the time, you were part of that. You were responsible too. You made the choices. So letting go. And I love this, a lovely phrase I'm working with at the moment is, I forgive myself what I cannot do. So at the moment, there's a lot of things we can't do, and sometimes we just can't be who we want to be. But just add a load of forgiveness there and give yourself a break on it, you know?
I love that. It's really important us to give ourselves a break, because we set ourselves such big targets, don't we?
Oh, terrible. And forgive yourself for some days you might just find yourself eating the whole day. And some days
no clue.
Sometimes drinking a bit too much, other days not tidying up. You know, some days are going to be better than others, and it's okay. And I think embrace that humanity, give yourself lots of compassion here, because we're up against it and we don't know, but do what you can and do the best you can for you, don't be your own worst judge. And remember too that patience is a superpower. Being really patient, we don't know how long this is going to go on for, not too long, I hope, but be patient. If you start arguing with it and saying, I'm not sitting around here, what are the government doing? You're arguing, you're creating resistance, you're creating stress and anxiety in the body. You can't do anything about those things. You're pushing against something that's never going to fall down. So notice when you're resisting and arguing with reality, you're losing the game. Because if you argue with reality, you will lose 100% of the time. It's like saying, do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So if you like say, I don't want this wall to be here. Well, I can push against it. It's still going to be there. So who gets hurt in the end? Me. So try and develop a mind that stays in the now and has acceptance of the reality. It's not great. Doesn't mean you have to like it. It's just, it is what it is.
I think I'm learning to kind of control the bits that I can control. So Sunday night I wrote a big long list, because on Friday I was like, oh my god, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, what do I do? And I was like, right, no, the bits in my control are, and I wrote a massive long list of all the things that I can do, and I have been doing all week, and that's made me feel a lot more in control, because when I don't feel in control, that's when I get scared, get anxious, and then the fear comes in. But Carole Ann, that's been really, really, really helpful, and I've personally taken a lot out from that. Don't be so hard on myself. Don't feel like I can achieve everything that I want to, because it's such a kind of a weird time right now. I love the thing of smiling before I get out of bed, rather than just going straight onto social or going straight onto the news. I love that. And in terms of business owners, that thing of acceptance, like, this won't be forever, will it? This won't be forever. Our businesses will evolve, they will adapt. We will still be able to get income, but we might have to tweak things along the way.
Yeah. And I think reinvention is the key to success at the moment. You don't want to be Kodak, you don't want to be BlackBerry, you don't want to be some out of date yeah, Ugg boots. No, sorry. You want to be relevant, and the great thing about being a solo entrepreneur is you have agility and flexibility. You can't turn a tank around, you can't turn corporate around in a couple of days, but you can at home, and you can move with the times. You can read the papers. Oh, this is relevant at the moment. This is what the market wants right now. Change your content. Be agile. Go with the flow.
That's a great success for us. For example, our workshops that we typically do monthly face-to-face are now going weekly online, and we did our first one last Friday. So we were able to adapt quite quickly, and it went brilliantly, and we attracted new people that haven't had to think, actually I need that skill, but actually now I need that skill. So yeah, that's worked out well. But again, great advice on that. Good. And how can people get in touch with you if they feel like they need a little bit more support right now?
Yeah, I have a free newsletter, and so you can Google Carole Ann Rice, and my company is called The Real Coaching Company, so it's realcoachingco.com. I'm on Insta, I'm on Twitter. I'm quite verbal on Twitter, I'm afraid. That's
She's great at Twitter.
Journalistic side. LinkedIn, find me on LinkedIn. I'm a bit of a dinosaur, so Insta's not really my main go-to place, but I'm more LinkedIn, Twitter, my free newsletter. Come and say hello. Just tell me what's going on in your life. I've got a lot of downloadable things on the website, courses you can do as well. But I think the final thing I really like to say is, if it all becomes too much, and we can, as you said, Emma, we can control a lot less than we think we can. If you find, I have no idea what to do next, this is a non-religious thing, just give it up. Just say, God, universe, spirit, sky, big pumpkin, whatever you want to call it, take this off me, because I don't know what the hell to do with it. And just trust that it's gone, and that sometimes the higher good has got your back, and it will be all right.
I think that's a brilliant sentence to end with. It's all going to be all right. Thank you so much, Carole Ann. And I'm going to drop Carole Ann's links in for everybody, and I'm going to include Carole Ann in this week's newsletter as well. So you'll be able to re-watch this and dip in when and if you need to. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you for your time, Carole Ann. And speak soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.